Welcome back to the Scarlet Faithful podcast, and it's my pleasure to welcome Alissa Kinkela from Rutgers volleyball to this episode, fresh off the program's first ever ranked victory over Minnesota, number 16, over the weekend. Alissa, congratulations and thanks for being here.
Thank you so much, Aaron. I really appreciate you having me here.
So first off, just wanted to ask, you've been with the program a couple years now. Obviously, under Caitlin Schweihofer, the program's come a long way. What does it mean to you and the team to pull off that victory on Saturday and in front of your home fans?
It's been one of our most major goals within the team. We've established that we would love to have a home win, especially against a ranked team. So we have this message within the team ever since our season that it would be why not now? We've built this foundation since the start of this season, even preseason, and we have a pretty strong foundation as a team and as a coaching staff. And so why not now? Why can't we beat a ranked team tonight? Why can't it be this Thursday, this Friday? So we sat down in the locker room. We were like, this could be the night. Why not now? So it was an amazing feeling, after set two. It was like, okay, this could be quite possible right now. And this is what we've talked about as a team and as a coaching staff. So it was quite an accomplishment. And I know everyone was extremely, extremely, really happy.
And it seems like your team chemistry is really strong, and you have some players that have been with the program 4 years now, like Madison Chitty and other newcomers. How is, I guess, the team blended together this year, and how has that helped in terms of your performance on the court?
Well, the biggest thing is that with those types of players, with Chitty and Tina, for example, 4 years, you bring a lot of experience. Even I've been here for just over 2 years now, beginning to do 3. We have a lot of experience that brings to the team, but also with the blend and the combination of the young players, we're able to kind of like role models. We teach them what the coaches preach us about, and then we kind of relay that message onto them. So we kind of show them the way, through as athletes. So it's a mixture of experience and through fresh young minds who bring a new perspective to the team and kind of blend that really well together. And it's a really good a good blend of personalities too that really help us amplify our relationships together.
And in the non-conference, you guys started really well. Your team, you've obviously gone through some ups and downs, last year, this year. But I guess, how has the coaching staff instilled confidence in you and your team? And how has that been able to kind of help propel you to a win like you had on Saturday?
It is about getting more wins. It's also establishing the small things, and it starts with preseason. So just these little small intangible things that allow us to gain the confidence that we need to bring it to Big Ten play or whatever team we're going to play, like small wins. Preseason for this season was great for us. We had some amazing wins, better than previous years. So it's just small intangible things like taking the set off Nebraska, or this week we had a Big Ten setter of the week, Alissa Kinkela. So that was a great confidence boost for us too. So it's just these small things that add up over time that can bring us so much confidence. And to connect it to this week for our on the road games, Wisconsin, we bring that confidence from all these small goals that we've achieved, and we just play like we usually play and bring that confidence in.
And obviously, you're being from Australia and you have a ton of international experience. What brought you to Rutgers, and I guess what adjustments have you had to make to the college game?
What brought me to Rutgers? Well, in Australia, volleyball is a small sport. When I say to people, "Oh, I play volleyball," they have this perplexed look on their face, like they've never even heard of the sport. So I was like, I'm 21 right now, so I started looking when I was 15 or 16 what more I could do with volleyball, and I found this thing called college. Playing professional volleyball whilst I was studying full time. I was like, that's awesome. Like, I'm going to do that. So kind of went down a rabbit hole, searching all these colleges and all these players and conferences. I was like, this is something that I would love to do. And, I put my profile up there. I've got a great coach at home who helped me with everything. So Rutgers came on my list, and I was like, this looks like a great school to play in. And in terms of what I had to adjust, quite quite a lot, honestly. Compared American volleyball to Australian volleyball is quite significant in terms of the intensity and how fast everything is, and even the popularity. You've got back at home, I'm considered one of the tallest people at like 6'3", 6'4", but here that's like the average height for a female volleyball player, even taller.
Right.
So I had to get used to the how fast the game was, and just how intense it was. You got females hitting at you so high, so you just have to be fast on your feet. That's the biggest difference.
And kind of jumping off on that, as a team, when you do switch it up, when you have two setters versus one, what adjustments, or I guess how does that impact you as an outside hitter? Is there any adjustments you have to make, and is there any difference in, are you comfortable up front or in the back? How does that kind of help develop your game?
Well, with two setters, I know unfortunately we've got three setters. Unfortunately, one is injured, but I know throughout practice we've got a great assistant coach, Abby. She coaches our setters, and they're coached in the same way. They're coached in the manner that can bring benefit to the hitters. So whatever setter is on court, whoever comes on court to substitute, I know that they're fully prepared to be on that court. So whoever comes on court, I don't really mind, as long, as they know the game plan and that they're confident, because really whoever you substitute to come on court shouldn't really, change the game all that much in terms of how they set. So to me, having two setters brings a lot of good change, but at the same time, we're all confident in their ability to set and to set up the middles, to set up the pins. So it's really good to have those two differences.
And just in terms of, fundamentals and on the court performance, I guess, what do you think's helped you and your team the most? Has it been kind of, preparation, film, or is it, just honing down the fundamentals and repetitions, and kind of the familiarity of knowing where each of you are on the court? What do you think's kind of been the biggest reason for growth in the team?
Biggest reason for growth. Well, from my experience, from what I've seen, it's just been constant communication. And I know that's a very broad umbrella, because so many things can fit under communication, and that's just not on court. There is so much communication off the court, behind the scenes. So, and it kind of built up over the past few years, especially since I've been here. So I know for this year, we have worked so hard on accountability and making sure that everyone is aware of how everyone is feeling, and trying to talk to each other about certain things off the court, so it can be better translated onto the court. So in practice, we really try to hone in on, okay, that set was too far in, let's try this next time. So we're not left in the dark about it. So it's just a lot of accountability and a lot of communication that can build up that strong foundation. So when things do go astray, then we can just easily go back on track, because I trust my setter, and my setter trusts me, because we've had that communication over and over again. And yes, like you said, repetition about certain skills and all that. Yes.
And with Coach Schweihofer, it feels like she has a good balance of, pushing your team to be its best, but also, like you were just saying, just in terms of communication and understand how everyone's feeling. She seems very, proactive in that too, in terms of, just mental health and the state of the team. How has that kind of helped the team move forward?
It's helped a lot, because I sometimes, certain teams, mental health and having that communication about that topic tends to, it's not really brought up a whole bunch. So I feel like it creates an unstable environment where, you feel off, but, you don't really feel confident to talk to your team about it, or talk to your coaching staff about it. But Caitlin Schweihofer, she has made such a big emphasis on that topic, and we, as a coaching staff and as athletes, we feel confident talking to each other about certain things, about how we feel. She really wants us to obviously walk in each practice feeling the same, but of course, no athlete is perfect. No, we're all human beings. We're going to feel 50% one day, 95% the other day. So it's just important to kind of say that to each other. Hey, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling 70% at best today. Can you at least give me a 20 or 30% so we can balance each other out? So that's how she kind of said that to us, and so opening that opening that topic about mental health has really helped our team a lot.
That's great to hear, and it's just always given me that impression, just in terms of how in tune she is with how all of her student athletes are, you know,
Mm.
just encountering challenges. I guess, how has it been in practice the last couple of days since the win? How much confidence has this kind of boosted the team moving forward?
Well, today, for example, in practice today, we came in all in a really good mood. You know, music was pumping, everyone had like smiles on their face, but it's another thing that we've talked about is being able to switch on. You know, you can't just walk into practice thinking that you can switch it on halfway through, or you can go all the practice without switching it on, and then when once game comes around, you can switch it on. Like you got to be ready for practice. So today, even though everyone was happy, we were able to get it done. Have really intense rallies, get the heart rate pumping. So that really gave us a good positive vibe, and hopefully we can carry that on to tomorrow, and then you know carry that intensity through to this week's game.
And last one for you, just in terms of, I guess, what do you feel like this team needs to improve on the most, or what does the team need to do the best to be able to have future success the rest of the way?
That's a good question because as a team, we obviously having I've talked about communication, accountability, building that foundation makes us strong. But I believe it's the mental aspect for us. I know we've been kind of struggling in that area in terms of if we go on a losing streak, how do we bounce back from that? How do we become resilient? Because obviously in Big Ten play, after losing point after point after point, it can become quite a stretch. So we have been trying to figure out how to mentally prepare ourselves if that does occur, and how we can just jump on that and turn that over quickly so we don't get into that little rut if we do happen to lose a few points in a row. So that's what we have been working on as a team, and that we have to get better at.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Big Ten Conference is the best there is, and it's a challenge every night. But it's great. There's a lot of Rutgers fans out there that care about the program and are so excited to see you all have success, and we're all rooting for you. So congratulations on Saturday, and we'll continue to follow you and your team the rest of the season. So best of luck.
Thank you so much. I would just like to say quickly thank you to all the fans and everyone who's been supporting us from whether you're in person or watching from TV. We really, really love your support and what you've been doing for us. So thank you so much for having me, Aaron.
All right, Alissa Kinkela, best of luck the rest of the way, and thanks so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Aaron. See you later.